Jai Hind to all and welcome to your own YouTube channel, Emily the Futurist. Today update is on Ukraine attack on Russia. Now this reminds us about the 9/11 attack on Twin Towers of America. To me it also reminds me a very famous proverb which says enmity should be with equals and friendship too. One should pick their battles wisely and choose their friends wisely. Let me explain this in simple words. One should be strategic in choosing their enemies and friends and not engage in conflicts or relationships with those who are not on the same level or of similar stature. Any message that you get here? Russia, a military powerhouse, is struggling to counter Ukraine's small, inexpensive drones. Despite its robust ecosystem of weapons, Russia's military is not enough to tackle these agile, low-cost drones. Now, Ukraine has been using off-the-shelf drones, often operated by mobile teams, to gather intelligence and even conduct attacks. Now, these drones have proven to be game changer in this conflict, allowing Ukraine to level the playing field against Russian more conventional military might. Now, Russia has tried to adapt by jamming the drone signals and using its own drones to counter Ukraine. However, Ukrainians' drone operators have showed remarkable ingenuity in finding ways to outsmart Russia's countermeasures. So, is this unmanned aerial vehicle something new that Russia has not kept themselves prepared? Russia's preparedness was never with their own people. Like all these nations, they were part of USSR, including Ukraine. So Russia's military ecosystem is tailored to counter the might of America and maybe of Europe, with its operational preparedness honed to address potential threats from these Western powers. So now these drones are defeating Russia. Now it's not, Russia has, it's not that they're defeating. My perspective here is Russia has already taken 20% of land of Ukraine and sent a strong message to all nations to stay away from NATO. And Russia will not give this 20% of land. So who is desperate in this war? Let me give a hint. Who is destroying everything before departing? Biden. He's just defining his victory by leaving a trail of devastation in Russia and even for his successor, Donald Trump. Because see, both Trump and Putin kind of admire each other and will not act the way Biden, did. Administration did by fueling money to Ukraine, just the way Biden did. So, but then there is one more catch here. Europe's energy source or supply crisis can now turn into the basis of war between Russia and USA if something wrong happens. We will talk about this and we'll dwell more into it in coming days, if need arises. Coming back to our today's update. So recently, in a brazen and terrifying display of aggression, Ukrainian drones launched a devastating assault on high-rise buildings in Kazan, Russia, eerily remnants of 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center in New York. Shocking, unverified footage circulating on social media shows aerial objects slamming into two skyscrapers, sending massive fireballs erupting into the sky and blowing black smoke. Now, the targeted residential complexes located over 500 miles east of Moscow are now scenes of utter devastation, leaving countless innocent civilians reeling in the aftermath. Russia left unprepared. Is drone warfare new? No. Let's see the history. The first pilotless vehicles, they were developed in Britain and the USA during the First World War. Britain's aerial target, a small radio-controlled aircraft, was first tested in March 1917, while the American aerial torpedo, known as the Kettering bug, first flew in October 1918. The 1930s, the British and American militaries experimented with radio-controlled aircraft, laying the groundwork for modern drones. In 1940s, the Germans developed the V-1 flying bomb, a precursor to modern cruise missiles. Then there was an era of Cold War, 1950s and 60s. The United States and Soviet Union developed unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, for recce and surveillance. In 1970s, Israel became a pioneer in drone technology, using them for several military operations. And when we talk about modern era, in 1990s, the United States began using drones for military operations, including the MQ-1 Predator. In 2000s, the use of drones expanded globally, with the countries like Israel, China and Pakistan developing their own drone programs. In 2010s, the United States increased its use of drones for counterterrorism operations, particularly in Afghanistan, Pakistan and Yemen. So contemporary developments in this area have also been quite, evolutionary. Swarm drones we talk about, recent advancements, they have enabled the development of swarm drones which can operate in coordinated groups. Then there is also AI emerging in this field. The intelligence of AI in drones also have improved significantly their autonomy, decision making and targeting capabilities. Then when we talk about counter drone technologies, as drone threats are increasing, countries are also developing counter drone technologies to detect, track and neutralize the hostile drones. Now, drone warfare has evolved significantly over the years, transforming from simple recce tools to sophisticated, autonomous and even lethal systems. So this is nothing new. Developing upon the threat, dwelling upon or depending upon the threat, the nations have developed themselves. Is India ready? Yes, India knows the status or the stature of their enemies, cheap and shoddy neighbors who send drones to drop drugs. So we are very much ready with this kind of, attack. We have military drones like Lakshya, which is a pointless target aircraft, PTA we call them. They're used for missile and gunnery practice. Then we have Nishant. It's a tactical unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV, for recce and surveillance. Then we have Rustam, a medium altitude, long endurance, UAV for military, which is also again used for surveillance and recce. Then we have Ghatak, a stealthy combat capable UAV being developed for the Indian Air Force. So we are also equipped with certain civilian drones like Sagar Dhavani, which is an ocean surveillance drone developed by the Indian Navy. We also have Eagle, drone developed by the Indian Institute of Technology for disaster management and even surveillance. Then we have Netra, a drone developed by the Defense Research and Development Organization, we call them DRDO, for recce and surveillance. So considering the enemy, our preparedness are of the highest standards, from obtaining frigate from Russia to have even cheaper or cost optimized drones also. So the interesting thing in this modus operandi of proxy nations, when they launch attack, they will always use these cheaper methodologies. Iran also used drones and paradrops to attack Israel, and not those expensive sophisticated ones, but the cheaper quality. And same was done by Ukraine. So now these drone attacks, they have often involved low cost and low quality assets that not only cause destruction but also create reputational crisis, inflicting damage that goes beyond physical harm. So Israel also has faced a similar lash, and now Russia also facing a same storm in social media, and that's why I said in the beginning, enmity should be with equals and friendship too. Now, what next? Still, we have 1 month approximately when for Trump to take over. Russian president on Sunday also vote to bring more destruction to Ukraine in retaliation for a drone attack on the central Russian city of Kazan. And in addition to this, Russia also had captured 2 more villages in East Ukraine. So the latest territorial gains for Moscow's advancing army. So geographical expansion plays a crucial role in geopolitics as it can, significantly impact nations' power, influence, and even security. Further, it also opens up trade routes, access to resources, and even military bases. So long term, when we see, Putin has already done his victory. The recent drone attack is likely the sole source of temporary relief and triumph for Ukraine and the Biden administration amidst the ongoing conflict. Now, this bold move has dealt a significant blow to Russia, undoubtedly, marking a notable, albeit short-lived victory. So we still cannot, ignore this. Russia-Ukraine war has highlighted the importance of drones in modern warfare and the challenges of even countering them. Now, as this war continues for next maybe 25 odd days, it will be interesting to see how Russia and Ukraine adapt their strategies to address the drone threat. Let us know about your views in our comment section, and do like and share the video. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.